Oh, hey there. So, you gave us the wonderful option of being able to create your own question and then answer it. And I love that. So, I've decided that the question that I want to answer, um, or really, yeah, talk about, the thing that I want to talk about is the process of artistic creation. So, I had spoken in one of my other questions about how I was drawn to Cindy Sherman's workbook and her mood board because I find that creative process fascinating. And what I wanted to share with you is how I go about creating and how I write a song. And so, first, I heard someone once told me, so I'm paraphrasing super freaking hard, that that as a songwriter, you go out into the world and there's all these little song ideas floating around, and if you happen to stumble into one, you get to take it and create it and put out the idea as your own. You get an A, Gary, if you know who said that I terribly paraphrased. It was Bob Dylan. Or something like that. And so I do think that the world offers us nuggets of inspiration. And I do think that I use that as a way to create. But I also feel like there are things that are within me that come from who I am and what I've experienced that need to be said by me. Yeah. So I think there's, like I said, there's no wrong way. There's no right way. There's just the way. And so what I do, and what I'm going to share an experience of my most recent songwriting, is I take inspiration from myself and how I'm feeling. So if I'm really, really freaking sad and I don't know what to do, often what happens is something comes into my head. It's usually a sentence like, I feel so hopeless right now, or nothing, or like there's no farther I could sink than right here. And sometimes it's very blunt and ugly, and sometimes it's very poetic and beautiful, and that always comes to me in as an inspirational line, and from there I get to build off an idea. And the thing about my songwriting is that I just can't write lyrics without a melody that goes with it. And it's not like I think hard on it. It's just when it comes out of my mouth, there's a melody that comes with it. And it's clearly from, honestly, probably the last 27 years of me living and all the different ways I've experienced music and been inspired and moved by it. So, that's one way. And then another way, like Bob Dylan said, is there's inspiration all over the world. So another thing that I love to do that I'm going to go further into the process of is I'll just be walking down the street and someone will walk by me and they'll say something, and I'll just think, oh, I really like the sound of that. And yeah, from that moment, just like the way the words come to me when I'm by myself, the way the words are brought to me, I take it and it turns into something else, and the melody comes with it. And so a couple weeks ago, I was walking down to the SkyTrain station, and this mother and her child was walking by, and the child must have asked something, some sort of question, and she turned to him and she said, "Everything needs sunlight." And I loved it. I just thought that was really true. We're all just houseplants that need a little more. And especially in the winter when I know, the time change and the darkness really gets to people. I forget what that's called. Seasonal depression. Something about seasonal depression. yeah, uh, I loved that line. So as I was walking, I was thinking about it, and I wanted to be in the sunlight, and it was just shady sidewalks wherever I was going. So this line came, and it was shady sidewalks, but my skin cries. Everything needs sunlight. And that's how that came to be. So I was literally in a position where I wanted sunshine and sunlight. So it was really easy just to tell the story of my moment. From that moment on, I took inspiration from where I was at emotionally. And the next line comes to me. And I wrote this song within about 10, 15 minutes. And I'm really lucky when things like that happen. Sometimes it takes a few hours. Sometimes it takes like months for me to get it the way I want it to, you know? You can have ideas and you can have inspirations and you can have little moments of gold, but to have a full, complete composition, song, lyrics, intention, the way you want to sing it right, the little hooks in your voice, it can take a while or it can take 10, 15 minutes. So I'm walking, I'm thinking about my life. Shady sidewalks, but my skin cries. Everything needs sunlight. Chatty brain talks, but they're all lies. You're not wrong, but you sure ain't right. So, lately, I have had a really hard time not thinking, and my brain's been going on about some stuff I don't want to think about. I have a lot of anxiety in general, and so that's where the chatty brain comes in, and half the stuff I tell myself I know is not true. It's all lies. And you're not wrong, but you sure ain't right. So, like, you know, that feeling where, yeah, you're not wrong, but there's still something that's just not working. You're unsettled in your skin. And then this moment, this is like when the chorus comes in, right? So I watched A Star Was Born in the summer, and The Shallows was one of those songs that I knew Lady Gaga had like redone from the first The Star Is Born movie. And I love the way she sings that song. And so I think I wanted that intensity of creating this moment when you're in the middle of an emotion and you're letting it all come out of you. So, you know, she goes, what does she go? I don't know. I can't remember because all I can think about is my song. So I want to have this big moment. So it goes from chatty brain talks, but they're all lies. You're not wrong, but you sure ain't right. When you found me proudly bearing your heart for the world, you knew just what to do. You'd do anything to save the girl, but I don't know what to tell you. I don't need to be rescued. So, the chorus, you know, I wanted it to shoot out and be big and beautiful the way that the chorus of The Shallows are. And so that's kind of where almost like it does almost allude to the melody of The Shallows, but I've completely remade it and done it in my own way. And obviously I'm talking about completely different things. So I'm not plagiarizing, clearly. But I mean, I think that's what's so incredible about songwriting and art making in general is you can really see inspirations from other people that are all tied together and then totally remade by someone. So I could keep going and literally spell out how I wrote the song, but I just really wanted to do almost like a step-by-step of a way that I do it. And this is the most genuine and natural way that I songwrite, is just by hearing something within my heart, hearing something within these four walls, within the world, and then going off and creating something that's mine. So I hope you found value, and honestly, like, I hope you think it's as interesting as I do. I could talk about this for so long, and if you ever want to have a chat with me, I'm more than willing. I'm really good at talking about myself, so you can also share your ways of how you create. Like I said, I think it's really cool. Okay, enjoy the rest of the project, and all the other 22 ones you gotta mark. Okay, bye.